Dumelang Sanbonani, hello, welcome to Sports Wrap on UJTV. Well, this week we have a jam-packed show for you, everything trending in the streets of a sport. Well, please make sure to follow us on all our social media platforms. We are UJ_sport and UJTV23. Libizela ka ke Mpumelelo Dlamini, and I am your host. Well, with no further ado, welcoming on the show today, Mr. Barak Sir, the content creator of UJ Sport.
Sanbonani, good day to the viewers. Happy to be here once again. Let's see what we have for this week.
Right. Everything sports, highlights of the week, let's hear it.
Yeah, look, there's been a lot happening, but I think to kick it off, I'll go with, Kunedi Mashishi from UJ Athletics. They had USA track and field champs in Stellenbosch in the previous week. And, I think amongst other achievements for the team and herself as a whole, she ran a personal best in the women's steeplechase at 3,000 meters. So I think for me, obviously breaking your own record in terms of personal best speaks about performance and motivation to keep doing better, because you always want to be a better athlete and obviously compete at the highest level possible. And you have to remember USA is a national level in terms of competition. So I think that's a good achievement for her. So hopefully she can pick on that momentum and do better going forward.
Talking about personal best, we're talking about the under-20 UJ men's football winning the title at the Paris Cup this past week.
Yeah.
These men have never done it before.
They've never done it before. Look, I think, Pirates Cup is obviously a great platform by Orlando Pirates, and all the sponsors involved to help nurture and develop the young talent in the country. So the women's division, it was unfortunate they drew all their games and they ended up getting eliminated. I think for the boys, it was the first time winning the tournament after having participated, for a couple of years already. The difference this year for me is I think there was more leadership and experienced players, in the sense that there was 6 players, who played in the Paris Cup, who trained and played with the UJ's first team, the senior men's team, at ABC Municipal League and also for varsity football. So that definitely leveraged us above everyone else, because they were able to come in and anchor the team in terms of experience and have more leadership, So, and if you look at their results, out of 6 games, they conceded 1 goal only in the final. So I think that speaks to the development system of UJ football as a whole, and because they start them young and it pays off later. A great example, which I think is going to break out soon, is that we look at the likes of Tulani Zandamela. He joined UJ, while he was still in high school, and today he's playing NFD for Tuks, and he is on the radar for Mamelodi Sundowns, because even in 2023 he did train with them. Yeah. So I think the development is in a great place. So Paris Cup is a great platform, and I hope they can use the momentum of winning the tournament to go back and do better in the league and come back next year and defend it.
Right. Let's have a look at this week's results. David, you picked a bit on the development from the under-20 men's football into senior, also varsity football.
Yeah.
But having a look right now, sitting number 10 on the log of ABC Municipal League, what does our future look like?
For the development, it's good.
Yeah.
But for ABC, we have to paint a different picture. ABC Municipal, obviously, we've played 31 games so far, 10th position on the log with 42 points, and we've got 3 games remaining for the league, to finish. So I think, obviously, we've still got fixtures against Chomosono, Mike One Starson, and Highlands Park. Not the easiest fixtures remaining, but we can win. I think it's going to be a challenge to finish, obviously on a high momentum. I think it was a great sudden change seeing that we have been in the ember zone for a while, in terms of we were sitting in the 15, 16, 17 position the whole time, but suddenly we're in the top 10, so we are definitely safe from relegation that we can bank on, so I think for the team and for me or for us, the aim this season was to settle and get a taste, obviously, of the league, because it was the first time ever we playing ABC Motsepe. So I think next season for 2024, 2025, we should contest for a better finish, top 4. It's possible to obviously to win it, but I think we must take it step by step, So hopefully the team can get more senior experienced players for the next season so that we can be a better competitive team, because if you look at the team, we've been playing with students which are ages 19 to 22, 23, and a few seniors, but I think there's still room for more better quality or senior players in terms of experience so that we can compete at the highest level possible. But yeah, I think if we can get that, then we can obviously focus the junior talent to anchor the other teams, and then we can possibly dominate, as many as we can in terms of tournaments.
And the ladies there by the Hollywood Super Bet League with the 2-1 against City Lights.
Yeah, like I said, and I've been saying,
yeah,
it's an unusual start for the Hollywood Super League women's football team. We've been doing so well so far. I mean, in the previous weekend there were no fixtures. But I think as UJ, we were fortunate to occupy the number 1 spot in the days. It feels good, I must say. It's something very unusual, but it feels good. So I think so far 6 games have gone, and we've got 13 log points. We still have about 25 games left. So it's a long road ahead. And I said the same thing with ABC Motsepe, because you don't want to take what's happening now and make it the benchmark of the final destination. So I think the focus should be to build and maintain on the momentum, nothing else. Because our next fixture for the Hollywood Bets, which will be on Sunday at the UJ Stadium, is against UWC. Yes. It's never easy.
Never easy.
It's going to be personal. They are our popular university rivals. We have lost to them in the 2023 varsity football final, in Pretoria. In 2022, we beat them. So, but the difference is generally they are a better outfit in the league. We often struggle against them. But I think this year we will see a different UJ women's side, because I think we're a bit unpredictable, and so we have a chance to come out better. And with the home support, hopefully the fans can come out on Sunday and back the ladies so that we can continue on the winning momentum. Because out of the 6, we've lost only 1 game. So, and we do score goals, So I think it's going to be an interesting fixture, and we can just build from there going forward.
And score predictions, just to be a bit
skeptical. I'd like to believe it will be. Can I give 1 or more?
You can.
Okay, I'd like to believe it's going to be a 1-0 win, or 2-1, or a draw. To UJ. Let me be specific, to UJ.
That is quite a close margin as well.
To be.
Positive light from that side, green light. And we'll make sure that you have our fans there supporting the ladies all the way.
All the way.
But also, winning momentum we spoke about.
Yeah.
We're talking about the Varsity Cup.
Yes.
We won against Wits with the 49. We won against UWC, that is at the bottom of the log, with a 59.
Yeah.
So, why now?
Why now? I'd also love to know. But I think this year we did quite 0 to none, interviews with the head coach.
Yeah.
And for me, as a content producer, it was in the best interest of the team, as much as we want to obviously, pick on their thoughts. Yeah, but I had to, but anyways, I still say this was not the greatest campaign. We did not show our capability and potential as usual. The youngers and the women's teams both missed out shortly also on the semi-final spots because they had to win their previous games in order to make it. So we could have had an extra league to run on, from there to have something good going. But I think so now everyone is going back to prepare for club rugby, for USA and for Sevens, coming. So, which is starting about in a week, club rugby. So I think against Vets, we dominated the game and we did not allow them, obviously to come back at any point. In my view, we should have maybe seen this potential from round 2 already. Yeah. Because every game we do review and we know what's wrong, you understand? So I love also though the opportunities that come from a varsity cup as a tournament. So we'll see who's going to get provincial opportunities going forward. I think we woke up late. And I think we could have played better from the get-go. Maybe the seeding of the fixtures plays a role, you know.
Yeah.
Maybe we should have played Wits in the second round or third round. We would have gotten a wake-up call then, you understand? Because we usually started with tough fixtures, you know, playing your Matis, your Ikes in Cape Town, you know, playing Poch. So I think it was just not for us, even though we were capable. Every game we played, we scored a point of origin tries, which means we are capable, you know. I know if Coach Jono was here, I would have maybe also wanted to ask him about the coaching philosophy and the approach of each game, because most games we wanted to use our forwards more than the back line.
Yeah.
But most of our tries came from the back line. So it would have been, when did they realize we need to change and why only now?
Yeah.
But we're here now. The good thing is we're not getting relegated.
Right.
We just need to do better next season, because we can't keep being in between and feeling sorry for ourselves. We're capable. We can. We need to do it.
We can't always be in the almost momentum
we can't.
side of things.
We can't.
And I just want you to give us a picture of the women's team.
Yeah.
You watched them at home.
Yeah.
You saw the results away. What do you think went wrong from their side?
They are not able to keep the pressure in the closing minutes of the game. At KGWC on the 22nd at home, they led the game through and through. They lost the game in the last 10 minutes when they considered the try in the last 10 minutes. They went to play away in Forte. They led the game through and through. They considered a try in the last 10 minutes of the game. So there's a trend line, there's a consistency. And the question becomes why? And obviously conceding speaks to defense, you know.
Yeah.
So we have to look a bit deeper into the defense of the team, because the last 10 minutes, that's where the pressure amounts most, you understand? And I watched the highlights. I still need to watch the full game. They beat us on the outside, and they went around us and they went to score, because from the rack, that where the ball came from, we didn't fold quick enough. So the 15 was tucked in, and there was space on the outside. So they were smart enough to beat us on the outside. Same thing with the WC. They beat us on the outside because, you know, our pass wasn't calculated. So they intercepted and they went to score. So we need maybe to intensify our training sessions, solidify our defense, and then so that we can be able to keep the energy and the momentum in the closing minutes when it matters most.
We're looking forward to the next season. Hopefully we'll pre-season very toughly this time and make it forward. But let's have a look at the upcoming results. And joining us right now in studio, we have Unkosinathi Sipia. We were talking behind the scenes that 14-14 it is to get a gold medal. Himself, he will describe what 14-14 is. But just to highlight, USA Student Track Championships this past weekend, we have 8 gold, 3 silver, and 9 bronze.
Yeah.
Out of here, Nkosinathi Sipia has 2.
Yeah, look, you know, because he's an athlete and he's a coach, you know, so he has to lead by example.
Right.
So I think that's a perfect example to say, not only is he participating as an athlete, but him being a coach, it still, you know, pays its dues as well, to say he can do it and he's not coaching what he can't do. So the fruits are there. So I think it's a good thing.
Please explain to us what 14-14 means.
For me, it means a lot.
Yeah.
In that weather condition, I didn't expect to run that fast. I was just going there for a medal, for UJ to get a medal. So I think for me, I'm so excited to run a 14-14 in that wind. So I'm feeling so excited.
For those who don't know, he ran 5 kilometers in 14 minutes, 14 seconds.
Yeah, no, look, I feel like I'm not doing anything because because I ran 5 kilometers in, you know, between 14 to 17 minutes, obviously, depending on my pace per kilometer. I know my average is like 5 or 6 minutes. And he said his average is about 3 minutes. So I feel like I'm sitting next to a human machine.
Yeah.
And what's your support structure? Or let me take it back on, how did you prepare to get to USA?
I think everything started last year, December. We went to a training camp, Newcastle, with my group from UJ. The one, like Pamela was preparing for world champs. And some other guys, they did very well. Kunedi, he's part of our group. Sisanda Tumisa, he's part of our group. Bokanyo Motlami was representing South Africa at the relay team. So I think we're working very hard to be where we are right now. I think it took us not a 1 day, not 2 days, but a month to prepare for these competitions.
And your support structure, what does it look like from home?
Yeah, there is support. Back home, you know, we're from KZN. We came to Joburg for green pastures. So I think it's where we started to experience a lot of things. We have good facilities. We have doctors at UJ. We have physios. So I think looking forward, I think we are in a good circle.
Hi, David.
Yeah, no. I think it's good to have a support structure because, you know, like he says, especially for him, you know, as an athlete, you experience a lot of stuff, and if you don't have particular support structures, you will definitely, you know, dip. And I think that's why it counts. So I think it's a very good thing. I just want to find out, what are your pre-race superstitions, you know? So what is one of the last 2 things you do before you run? Someone will say, I call my girlfriend, or I eat a banana, I listen to this particular song. Before you run, what is that 1 or 2 things that you always do to get you into the race zone?
Firstly, I switch my phone off.
Okay.
I switch my phone. I focus on my race. I meditate a lot. During like a night before, I do meditation. On my rest, 30 minutes to go, I meditate for 10 minutes. I speak to myself what I'm gonna do there. I don't just go and run, but I have to meditate first. So I think that helps me a lot because I've been doing this thing for the past 6 years. So I've been doing the very same thing, and it works for me. So I think that's the most thing that I believe on meditation.
You speak about having done this thing for the past 6 years. I'm sorry, Lelo. Obviously, if it works for you, there's no need to change it. You know, we all have heard that saying: if it's working, why change it? Have you ever experienced a challenge where you had to change your routine, maybe because you're in a different environment or different country? Or it has always been the same thing and it's working and you've never had to change? Have you ever had to change, or it's just that?
I don't change it, but I need space on myself. Like even if I'm sharing with someone, but I'll get that chance, last 10 minutes to meditate. I make sure before my race, I meditate, or else I go somewhere for a jog far away from the stadium. Then it's where I do my thing. So I think it works for me.
And I want to know, who do you really look up to? I mean, athletics is a sort of like an individual but team sport, especially when it gets to relay. But who do you look up to?
I look up to myself. I think I've been working with a lot of guys, a lot of coaches, training with athletes. Casta Semenya, she was my training partner. Stephen Mokoka, she was my training partner. I was also with Sponge Group. So Sponge, he's still my coach. From at the age of 16 years, we've been working together. Even now, he's here at UJ. We work together. We work to produce the results. Even some other athletes that I train, but we still communicate about how are we getting to go forward and stuff.
David, maybe if you meditate, and just switch off your phone.
Maybe it goes so long.
Maybe it goes so long, from 40 minutes to 14.
Maybe I must try that. But I think, Nancy, you speak about, from what I'm picking up, you know, this is a well-oiled machine, and, you know, you can't really break it down, you know. How easy or difficult it is for you to separate yourself as a coach and as an athlete? You know, when it's time to coach, you know, how do you get into that zone? And when it's time to run as an athlete, how do you get into that zone? Or just speak to us about some of the challenges you experience as a coach, and how you sort that out, because I presume you have to put yourself superior to the very same people you compete with at some times.
I think working to a different kind of athletes, it's a little bit a challenge because they're coming from different backgrounds. So like some other athletes, they're doing first years and you still need to know them. You understand? So I think it's a big challenge, but we work through that. Even training, I do my session on the side. After the session, I need to go and look to them when they're doing their program. So I think I have time to train. After training, then I go and coach because I also coach high school kids. I have a school that I coach. So I think I know how to manage time. So yeah, I think I need to share this experience that I have to the young upcoming athletes.
Beautiful.
So yeah.
And I love how majority of the seniors, you know, they go back into high schools and give back to the community or actually train the students to become, or train the athletes to become more mentally up to average, you know. But how important would it be, or what would it mean if the University of Johannesburg or the side of sports actually introduces a young program?
I think that would be a good idea because these high school kids next year, they need to be at UJ. So they need to adapt the system of UJ. They need to adapt the team of UJ. When they come next year to be the student of UJ, it will be easy for them because they're already in the system. They know the structure, they know everything, they know the manager. So I think that's easy if I coach UJ. At the same time, I coach a high school because these kids next year, they need to come to UJ and be the best athletes of the university as they are best at the high school level.
Yeah, definitely.
Content creator,
I think that would be a nice pipeline, you know, because I know right now what they do, the athletics club, they host first year athletics. That's where they recruit the incoming students. So, Mr. Roger, you know, there's an idea. We are pitching an idea, you know, you know, something, Yana. But I think I want to ask you. There's a superstition I've heard about you. So I want to ask you this. So apparently, and I've heard that you're a fitness junkie, you know, you're a fitness fanatic. Apparently, you make sure people around you also train and they stay fit and but when bopintambo guwe and then you tie the rope to the next person and then you run with them so that they can keep up the pace. Please explain that concept and why. And why.
As I said this earlier, we're dealing with different athletes. So as a coach, you need to see your athletes when he's in the mode of training, when he's not in the mode of training. So you need to accommodate that athlete to be in the mode of training, even if you change the program so that she or he can fit in the program, because you can see the facial expression. There's something wrong, but you can't question before training because that will also interrupt the session. So you need to accommodate that athlete and make a program to be something nice for him so that he can enjoy better. So you know what I'm talking about. So I think that helps a lot. These athletes are running PBs. They're running PBs there and there and there because if you want to run fast, you need to push yourself.
True.
You need to make those muscles, you know.
Stronger and fitter.
It works for my athletes. I think now they understand. But last year it was a problem. Why this? But now they understand. If we say maybe we're doing a session at 200 times 20. So you need to be here next to me. You must finish the program. That's how it works. Because we're going splits. If you do 400 times 10, then it's 110 pace. You need to go those 110 times 20. So that's when you come to the competition. It's not a problem to go 120 times 25. Let's say you're running at 10,000. So you need to go 110 times 25. Because this training needs to be...
It's demanding.
It's demanding.
It's demanding. I can't imagine myself waking up at 5 or 6 a.m. and I have to run after my coach. Hypothetically, you know, with the rope around me for the purposes of keeping consistency and beating the tide. It makes sense how you put it,
does.
and I definitely agree. But I think that's a very innovative way of convincing the athletes, to stay consistent because wow.
And push and stay here
And
also.
stay here. And stay here.
No, we have like a group, so we run as a group, like we're doing a long run.
Yeah.
So we need to run as a group.
Yeah.
So we put
seen
a rope like this one, so that everyone will be on the group. Yes.
makes
Then we
sense.
go a certain
Makes sense.
minutes per K, 7 minutes per K. Then until you get used to. Then after that, there's no need for a rope.
Okay.
Because you're used to that pace now.
Yeah.
So it makes easier for me to work with those athletes. Yeah.
Nah, it makes sense. It pays out. It pays out.
It is definitely a mental game.
Yeah, it is. It is.
But thank you very much, Nkosinathi, for joining us today.
Thank you so
all the
much.
best with the upcoming season, as well as the nationals taking place in the next coming week. But all the best to the athletics side, and all the best to you.
Thank you so much.
I'm so excited with my achievement since I'm going up to the middle distance and long distance. So it was my first medal yesterday for 1.5. I got bronze, which I was preparing for 5,000 today, where I managed to get a gold medal with a good time in this weather condition. So I'm feeling so excited about my preparation to the SMA, which is coming.
David, I want to know who you're crushing on this week. I mean, you heard about all athletics and it's amazing things, but I want to know who you're crushing on this week.
It's a bit difficult. I think I had a bit of a busy week, so I didn't get much time to literally, follow all sporting codes across. But what I'm looking forward to is in about 5 or 4 days from today's episode, the Springboks tickets are going live for their match against the New Zealand All Blacks at the Emirates Park in August, I think. So I'm looking forward to that event because I know they're going to sell out fast. So if you're a rugby person, you've got money, do your thing. And the second thing I'm looking forward to is the women's provincial rugby is kicking off tomorrow. So it's time again to see women's rugby, out there. And also, I think the beautiful thing is that with some provincial teams, there are university women's rugby players who are being called up to go play at the provincial level. So I think it's a good thing to look forward to. And let's go out and support, every team we can, and let's be sports advocates.
And my crush of the week goes to Rowan Malchus winning the Player That Rocks for Monday's game. I mean, long time coming.
They call him Gaza.
Not even Gaza for nothing.
Not Gaza for nothing. The man from Kenhardt, a small town in the Northern Cape. If you remember with football, we have now what you call Gaza Thursdays because Tulani Zandamela, they call him Gaza in football. And, he played a huge role for UJ football in the past seasons, such that the Thursdays have been renamed to him. So I think it's high time we do the same thing for Mondays.
Hey, Gaza Mondays.
Gaza Mondays. Look, man, Rowan Malchus came to UJ, I think, 2020, 2021. As a junior. He didn't play the young guys in the first season, but eventually came through the ranks. He played 7s, he played 15s, and he was primarily a fullback and then a wing sometimes. And then we had a season where our fly half, Jonathan Filion, was injured, and we needed a driving fly half. Coach Mukwena said, Gaza, I'm playing you out of position for the Monday game. And that's how he started playing fly half. And since then, he's been playing fly half through and through. And I mean, he's a great player. You're right. Long time coming, he deserves it. And I really hope, this can just be the beginning of a beautiful story about him.
Well, we'll make sure to keep you up to track and up to date about everything trending in the streets of sports. Please make sure to follow us on UJ_sport as well as UJTV. David, closing remarks? Anything?
I think I've said a mouthful,
Aye.
But we go out again, rugby varsity cup is done. We're moving into league now.
Yeah.
So the boys and the girls will be playing every Saturday, That's something to look forward to. ABC Municipal League is about to finish, but the women's football is continuing. They'll be playing every weekend as well. Hockey is in season, basketball is in season, cricket, they're about to finish, and provincial rugby is also in season. So I think there's honestly still much to look forward to, besides just the varsity cup. So the UJ community must be aware that there's many other sporting codes. And obviously, as social media, as the communications office, we will try by all means to keep you guys up to date with everything that's happening in the leagues.
Right. And from my side, thank you very much for staying tuned on today's episode. Until next time, stay safe, stay warm, and UJ all the way.
The University of Johannesburg, a future reimagined.